Happy Wednesday, everyone.
We've got lots of exciting news this week. On Sunday, we had something incredibly exciting happen, which is that our ship arrived, and it was a beautiful, perfect day. I watched it arrive from up on the Seattle Space Needle. It was really exciting to see it come in, and this thing is huge. You can see there were three tugboats waiting to meet it and help sort of guide it in through the busy waterways right in front of the city here. And this thing was like massive. Like it was bigger than most of the skyscrapers. Um, it moved pretty slow, but it's still like they kind of, they clearly knew what they were doing. They just got it right in there. And it's fun to think about like which of those containers is ours. Here you can see how close the port of Seattle is to downtown, and you can see Mount Rainier in the distance there. And our office is actually also visible there. It's just out of frame to the left here, but you can see our goods do not have to move far from the ship to our office. So right now we're just waiting for it to unload. Our parts are really close by, but we haven't actually seen them yet. We're still waiting for them to get offloaded off of the ship, inspected, clear customs, and then trucked to us. We filed all the paperwork to make that happen. We expect that process to go smoothly, knock on wood, so we should have our parts really soon. It's going to be a race between when our parts get here in the container and when our controller PCBs get here, but as soon as those get here, we're going to start packing boxes and shipping as soon as possible.
For those of you in our batches 2 and 3, we also have some news. All of the parts for these batches have been ordered, and many of them are actually ready as well. They're waiting in China at our freight forwarders. They're going to be shipped after the Lunar New Year. In preparation for their arrival, we need to begin collecting addresses from all of you. So if you're in batches 2 and batches 3, keep an eye on your email inbox. I will be sending out the address surveys from Kickstarter here in the next couple days.
A while back, we signed up to participate in a plotter-based art show at the Passible Art Space in Capitol Hill in Seattle. And as part of that, we needed to make a smaller frame so we could fit. So I made this 5x8 version of the frame. And running calibration on this frame was an interesting experience. I learned some things about how I can make it better. Overall, it worked great, though. And we're going to be there tomorrow, Thursday, if you'd like to come by and say hi. There will be a link in the video description. As we're getting closer to shipping out our Maslow4 kits, we decided to sit down and talk about accessories. There are certain things that you don't need to make your kit work, but which might be nice to have. Things like different styles of anchor points, attachment pins, the emergency stop button that we use, things like that. And we basically came to the conclusion that it's not realistic for us to ship those things in the same box as Maslow4. And the reason for that is, well, there's a couple of reasons. The biggest reason is there's zero space in the box. There's like literally no additional room. We bought the boxes quite a while ago, and since then we've made a number of upgrades and improvements to the design, which take up more space. So the machine itself barely fits in the box, and the accessories definitely would not fit. And then second of all, we'd like to streamline our shipping process as much as possible and focus on our core thing, which is getting the machines out to you. And the accessories seem like they could become a distraction from that. The more variables there are in each order, the more chances there are for us to mess something up, the slower things are going to go. So we'd like to just keep it simple. So we've created what we've called the Not Shop, which is basically the shop is where you can buy things from us, and the Not Shop is where you can buy things from other people. So we've put links to things that we like and use, things like our emergency stop button, the pins we use for our anchor points, things like that. And then we've also posted all of our 3D printed files for things like the different styles of anchor points you might want to use, the parts for this steel frame, things like that. And if you have a 3D printer, you can download and 3D print them yourself for free. And if you don't have a 3D printer, we have a link to where you can take those files and order them directly from a 3D printer in your area. Long term, we'd really like to be able to sell these things directly, have accessories that we can ship directly with Maslow4. We're going to work toward that, but for now, this is sort of the workaround that we've come to.
Last but not least, for our project of the week this week, we made a sign for our office door just so everyone could know where we are. The sign itself turned out pretty good, and we're very happy with it. We are having a couple issues with adhesion to the glass, so if anyone has any recommendations for glue that's not permanent, let us know.
Have a great week, everyone.